Well, it's named after its leaders, Abdullah and Omar Maute. The brothers have extensive ties to the Middle East. They're related to Alim Abdulaziz Mimibantas. He was the leader of a separatist faction called the Moro Islamic Liberation Front. The Filipino government signed a peace deal with it in 2014. The Maute wants an Islamic region on the island of Mindanao. Last year it pledged allegiance to Daesh. Well, Noel Tarazona has more on the Filipino military's battle with the militants.
The soldiers are already moving closer to the militants' position, and we also learned that the soldiers are now moving from one house to another, because the rebel positions, if you would notice, there are hundreds of houses there, and they could be hardly be located. So soldiers are now moving from one house to another to locate the militants' position. So earlier, the armed forces of the Philippines also have used combined both ground and aerial assaults to neutralize the joint Maute and Abu Sayyaf militants groups in Marawi City. But the military also admitted that they're having a difficulty entering the position because of strong resistance from the militant groups. We also learned that the militant groups are already scattered everywhere in their stronghold, and this was according to the mayor of Marawi. So looking at the situation, this might take a little longer than expected, because the military itself admitted that they are also doing calibrated response to minimize collateral damage on their target position. So there are still hostages that are being held by the Maute group, and one of them is a Catholic priest. And as of the moment, we're trying to monitor their status, but the status of the hostages is still unknown at this point in time. So the holding of hostages by the militant group is also a factor that could be delaying the end of this sporadic gun battle, because the prime concern of the armed forces of the Philippines is also the safety and security of the hostages. Yesterday, the Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte was addressing the soldiers in Iligan City before their deployment to Marawi City. And he mentioned that he is open to dialogue. He said that if they want peace, then let's talk peace. But if they want war, then let's go to war. So many still are trying to absorb what the president was really trying to say, whether he is really opening his doors for dialogue or he's just challenging the militants to sit on the table.